local marijuana bust lands 2 people in jail.
And we'll take you to a land of legends right here in Flagstaff.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm community anchor Kara Hammer.
And I'm student anchor Xavier Rangel. Thanks for joining us.
Well, when police pulled over a semi transporting spinach along I-40 on Tuesday, they found something that would have made Popeye's eyes bug out. It was something other than a can of spinach. Authorities tell us they found 1,000 pounds of marijuana in the truck mixed in with the fresh spinach. Deputies took the load to a nearby Walmart loading dock to unload the marijuana from the trailer. Police have arrested the driver and another person. The investigation is ongoing. Authorities are trying to find out where the shipment came from and where it was heading.
And driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol is becoming an even bigger problem here in Flagstaff. The city has actually seen an increase in DUI arrests from last January. NAZ Today's Alexa Vignazi sat down with Sergeant Corey Runge earlier to tell us what we can do to help police.
Hi there, I'm here with Flagstaff Police Department Sergeant Corey Runge, and we're here to discuss DUI issues here in Flagstaff. So, I know that there is an increase with DUI arrests and DUI-related accidents here in Flagstaff. Can you explain these stats for me?
Yeah, we've seen an increase in when we're comparing January to last January, we saw an increase of approximately 50% in DUI-related accidents this year, which is pretty concerning to us.
And does the weather by any chance have any factor into this?
Actually it does. When it's really cold outside, a lot of people don't want to walk home. They don't want to wait outside for cabs and such things, so they'll choose to drive instead.
What a shame. But I know that citizens can actually help the police department by reporting any suspicion of drunk driving. How can citizens go about doing this?
Yeah, if you see somebody that's, a lot of times we'll look for things on wide turns or on weaving outside of their lane, those kind of violations, and people will call them in. Well, we'll send officers to that area to try to locate the vehicle that's being described by the citizen who's making the report. And many times we do catch that vehicle and they are intoxicated.
Well, that's good to know for future reference. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Back to you guys.
The Dene Community Advocacy Alliance, or DCAA, is upset with Navajo Nation President Ben Shelley after he recently vetoed 2 bills that would have reduced taxes on health food. The Healthy Dene Nation Act, along with the elimination of current sales taxes on healthy foods, are both aimed to combat a health crisis among Navajo Nation. President Shelley is instead leaving it up to the federal government to address the nation's health concerns, but many feel he has taken away the opportunity for the Navajo Nation to set the bar for healthy living.
And just north of Flagstaff, ancient people made their home at Wupatki. Today, 14 affiliated tribes lay claim to the ruins listed on the National Register for Historic Places in 1966.
Well, it's a rich legend that lives on in more than 2,700 identified archaeological sites. NAZ Today's Kimberly Kraft and videographer Norris Klessman have this profile of a special place just down the road.
Ancient people called this place Wupatki. That means tall house in the Hopi language. As many as 5,000 people lived in this area and in the Pueblo, made up of more than 100 rooms. For unknown reasons, the people vanished in 1225. In the 1920s, Jim and Nancy Brewer moved in as resident park rangers and preservationists of the ruins. In those days, park officials believed there should be some visible continuity for visitors to connect with those who came before.
The Brewers and the Joneses, you can tell when you read their letters of the time period, they really believed that living in the building preserved it being a home. And if we were to just let it be a ruin, they would see it as a ruin and they wouldn't see it as somewhere that was a living place.
When conservation efforts commenced, park rangers used everything from cement to acrylic compounds. Now they use period methods and regular mud in order to preserve both the history and the structure itself. While this method is not as durable, it is the most natural support for the ruins. Mystery still surrounds the massive network of Pueblo structures. Ranger Holly Richards says the Park Service wants visitors to view the monument as a living part of modern history.
This is a living place. It's a place that's not just something about the past that we study and try to get answers of this mysterious past. This is their heritage, or this is their lifeblood right here at Wupatki.
Wupatki receives far fewer visitors than its larger neighbor, Grand Canyon. This offers a special opportunity to sit in peace, observe the natural beauty, and connect to the history of the monument.
I am overwhelmed on a nearly daily basis by how beautiful this place is and how special it is. You know, I think that there are parks that are parks because of what happened there, like Gettysburg. There are parks that are parks because they are spectacularly beautiful, Grand Canyon. And Wupatki is some sort of weird hybrid. I think it is such an incredibly special place just in the landscape that the cultures that have lived here are all here because of how special it is.
The ruins of Wupatki still nurture the souls of those who come here today, where one can almost hear the sounds of commerce and the echoes of children's laughter. I'm Kimberly Kraft for NAZ.
Find out how your phone can turn your backyard into a treasure map.
And Olympic fever has hit Flagstaff. Find out how you can participate when we come back.
All right, there's a lot about this winter that's been feeling like spring, and today we added in the wind and certainly feeling a little spring-like out there. Of course, spring is actually a whole month away still. We have a little dry, cold front moving through the region. Here we are in northern Arizona. This thing's just clipping the Four Corners, bringing a little bit of snow to the western slope. But for us, it's just going to be some cooler temperatures, coolest temperatures we've had around here in a couple weeks. We're going to talk about how long that's going to last coming right up in the forecast.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
I've tried all kinds of TV services. The phone company wasn't cutting it, so I cut down. Spotty satellite? Nah, that dish wasn't appetizing. But the all-new Suddenlink? It comes with free HD and a picture so sharp it makes real life look lame. Now I have up to 300 channel choices, earloads of digital music, 10,000 on-demand titles, and new TiVo Stream that turns my tablet into a TV and lets my DVR take road trips. I've seen the future of TV, and the future is easy.
Welcome back. Well, we've all daydreamed about treasure hunting just like the pirates. Well, Flagstaff locals and people around the world are changing that daydream into a reality. Geocaching is an outdoor trend that grows every day, inviting people from around the world to explore cities across the globe and find containers hidden in different places around each location using GPS. Two residents let NAZ Today join them on one of their scavenger hunts around Flagstaff to show us what geocaching is all about.
Geocaching is basically a worldwide scavenger hunt that anyone can participate into using your cell phone or GPS. Basically makes adventures out of everyday locations. The process of geocaching would be, I look on my phone, look at the app, just a ton will pop up wherever you are, and I just start looking through them, reading the descriptions. Some are more difficult than others. They have ratings of 5 stars, 5 being the most difficult, and I just kind of find one that looks interesting, that looks fun in a cool location, and then just go from there.
No hints on this one?
Oh, no.
There's not any hints.
My favorite thing about geocaching is just going out in the woods or anywhere and just finding really cool stuff, just the adventure, just kind of exploring.
It's probably still there, yeah. I think it's this way still.
My favorite thing about geocaching is that you can do it anywhere really. Like when I went to Africa, I'm in this small island in Africa and there was 2 geocaches like near where I was, so I found both of them. It was really cool. What I would say is just go into it with an open mind. It's just something to go out and do, something to have fun with, and brings you new places and lets you like think about things in a different way. Just going outside for a hike.
The end result isn't really the kind of point of it.
Found it.
It's the adventure to get to where you're going and trying to find the things. You will come across some really cool stuff.
A rock. That's a pretty cool rock. We're gonna take these glasses, True Blue NAU colors. In exchange, I'm gonna give this bumper sticker, also from a geocache, but giving it a new home.
But I think it's all about the adventure and just wanting to just explore some new places.
Well, that looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, we can expect to get some Sochi action here in Flagstaff at the J. Lively Activity Center.
That's right. The Special Olympics start Friday at 9 a.m. Teams from Coconino High School will be competing for gold in figure skating and speed skating as well. NAZ Today reporter Monet Gunn caught up with some Olympians to tell us more.
The Special Olympics start this Friday at 9 a.m. Some of the events include figure and speed skating. We spoke with the Special Olympics coach for Coconino High School, Margot Caracia, on some of her team's strategies.
In speed skating, just pretty much to skate their best and to go as fast as they can. We have a relay team that is considered a unified team that has athletes and partners on it, and they go out and have fun.
The team spoke to us about what they do to prepare for the competition.
Trying to see if I could get myself to do a little bit better every single time that we have practice.
It's really fun, and I get to hang out with my friends and everyone.
If you would like to come out to watch them compete this Friday, the team enjoys spectators.
Spectators coming out, cheering them on, rooting them on, and it just gives that whole Olympic feel that everyone else has that competes.
For NAZ Today, I'm Monet Gunn.
Well, Valentine's Day may be over, but February is still Heart Month, so it's a good time to be thinking about what you can do to help your heart and keep it healthy.
That's right. NAZ Today, Sierra Ferguson tells us how you can keep your heart pumping simply by changing what you have in your kitchen in today's Health Minute.
It's no secret that one of the best ways to keep your heart healthy is to eat right. Cut out saturated fats and look for natural foods that can cut your risk of heart disease. Veggies, especially cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, contain a lot of nutrients that have shown to strengthen heart muscles. Broccoli also seems to boost levels of heart protective proteins in the body. Green tea has been shown to lower cholesterol and improve blood flow. Oily fish like salmon, tuna, and sardines are filled with omega-3 fatty acids that actually counteract the negative effects of mental stress put on the heart. Go nuts. Researchers say that people who eat nuts lower their bad cholesterol level in their blood, which is one of the primary causes of heart disease. Indulge your sweet tooth, but only a little. Dark chocolate is full of flavonols, which have been found to reduce dangerous inflammation and cut down on atherosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries. The key to all this is moderation and eating smart. Replace red meat with oily fish, snack on walnuts instead of chips, eat a small piece of dark chocolate, and sit down to a glass of iced green tea instead of a soda. Small changes, your heart will thank you. With today's Health Minute, I'm Sierra Ferguson.
We've had some nice warm weather these past few days. How much longer will it last? Meteorologist Lee Bourne has your forecast coming up.
And it's the first round of state for the Flag High girls basketball team. Find out what a win could do for the Lady Eagles coming up.
Changing your oil and filter offers many benefits to prolong the life of your vehicle. Regularly changing the oil in your car can significantly give your car a longer life. Another benefit of an oil change is gaining fuel mileage. When changing your oil and filter, not only will you be a safer driver, but you will also have the advantage of an improved insurance rate.
This week's car tip was brought to you by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac, located on Highway 66.
Hi, I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the latest cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste with 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste, 60% less sugar.
Yeah, I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Let me get the camera. I've never had anything like it. My parents are gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Tonight's NAZ Today weather is brought to you in part by Terry Markson Chevrolet Cadillac in Flagstaff.
Keep up with NAZ Today by adding us on Facebook, following our Twitter account @NAZ Today, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Stay connected with us no matter where you are.
All right, 58 degrees, our high temperature today in Flagstaff, and it has been a warm February around here. Average for this time of year, mid-40s. We did have a batch of mid-30-degree high temperatures for the first week of the month, but you have to go back, if you go all the way back to February 8th, high temperatures in Flagstaff have been 50-plus, and even some 60s in there since February the 8th, and that's going to change for us a little bit. Early morning low this morning, 25 degrees, a little bit above the average. Today's highs, everybody, way above average as far as our high temperatures go, around 15 degrees. Sedona 70, Prescott 69, Camp Verde 73, and for you in Payson 67. Of course, it was a windy day out there today. We have a cold front not taking a good path in for us. We need storm systems to come in off the Pacific that usually have any type of moisture, but there's this huge high pressure out here, of course, so storm systems are forced to go way up and then come down the spine of the Rockies. This is very spring-like weather pattern. You're familiar with the windy springs we have, and these storm systems just barely clip the four corners, and as they do, we get a windy day out there today. Winds gusting up around 40, 45 miles per hour across much of the region. Here's a look at that storm system on the satellite. Here's the four corners. Here's the main front where all the moisture is, bringing some snow into the western slope. But notice on the southern end here, there's nothing going on. There's a little bit of cold air behind the front, and that's what's going to move in for us tomorrow, giving us a markedly cooler day. We'll talk about that in a second. With all this wind and all this dry weather, pollen counts are way up, and I've heard a lot of allergy complaining going on there, so we're getting back to the pollen forecast here a bit early. Today it was in the medium-high range, and it'll blow out a little tomorrow. After all this wind, we're just down in medium range, but we're staying medium-high all the way into the weekend. So current temperatures outside right now, Payson is 59 degrees. We're at 51 in Flagstaff, 52 at Williams. Still on the breezy side, and we will remain that way throughout the night. Tonight, that cold air will filter in tomorrow, and as I mentioned, it will be quite a bit chillier. And as we get beyond tomorrow, it's this huge ridge of high pressure. So this storm system came down this way. Now you can see the curvature of the jet stream this way. That's the ridge. It's going to migrate and impact us for the next week or so. Looks like we're going to probably make our way through the entire month of February here with another 10 days to go without any moisture. Winds will decrease a little bit as we make our way overnight tonight, although they still will remain breezy and be blowing pretty good out of the north through the early morning out there tomorrow. It's sunrise at 7:07. Winds will be early in the morning, but they'll be done by midday. And as I say, markedly cooler. The last 11 days around here have had high temperatures 50 and into the 60 for us in Flagstaff. So yeah, 46 degrees, right around average, will be markedly cooler. Okay, so here's a look at the statewide temperatures. Everybody coming down good 10, 15 degrees from where we were today. 61 Sedona, 60 Prescott, 60 Payson, 54 degrees in Winslow. The extended forecast, it's all sunshine, and with that high pressure, temperatures rebound really quickly behind this little cooler day. Tomorrow, we're right back into the mid-50s, and that's where it's going to stay all the way through the coming weekend. And for you down in Sedona, that little thingy, that little storm will cool you down to the low 60s tomorrow, back into the mid-upper 60s, 70 by Monday. And it looks like way out in the future, people are when's the next storm system? It looks like possibly right now models are advertising a storm March 1st-ish, so that's the end of next week.
So we're looking forward to rain and snow, maybe?
Well, it's a ways away to bank on that, and the way this winter's going, I wouldn't count on it, but it doesn't look too shabby right now.
But we can count on wind.
That's right.
All right. Well, Tressa, a lot of local sports going on.
Yes, I mean, things may be cooling down temperature-wise, but sports are just heating up. I'll have your update when we come back.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
High school hoops is happening all week long, and we start things out on the court tonight where your Flagstaff Eagles girls basketball team play host to Apache Junction in the first round of the state tournament. The 17th ranked Lady Eagles are the only team without a first round bye, and the Prospectors are ranked 16th. Flagstaff finished the regular season with an 18-11 record, while Apache went 17-12. The game tips off tonight at 7 at Flagstaff High School. Whoever wins this game will play #1 Seton Catholic Prep on Friday. Over on the soccer field, after an impressive finish in the state tournament, making it to the semifinals for the second time in 6 years, the Flagstaff Eagles girls soccer team is looking forward to next season. Head coach Jenna Samora is already gearing up for what's to come.
So we lost 9 seniors, 5 of who were starters, but we have some underclassmen who are going to step up into those positions, just like what happened last year. I lost 7 starters, and all these players stepped up and were able to go even further in state. So I know it's going to be hard, and it's going to be a hard transition just like it was this last year, but the girls are going to be ready for it.
And the Flagstaff High School is sending 9 seniors on their way come this June. Over in track and field, after a dominant performance in the 5,000-meter run, Brian Schrader's is this week's Athlete of the Week. Schrader ran a career best of 13 minutes and 44.55 seconds in the 5,000-meter event at the Iowa State Classic. This time marks Schrader with the best time in the Big Sky Conference and 12th fastest time in the nation this season. And keeping it on the track, the Lumberjacks men's basketball team track team jumped 22 spots and is now ranked 25th in the country for the first time this season. The Jacks have 7 top 50 performances, including Brian Schrader's, who had the second best time in the nation this week in the 5,000-meter event. Matt McElroy, Nathan Weitz, and Deontay Kemper are all a part of this elite men's track team. Well, last night on the court, the Phoenix Suns made their way over to Colorado to play the Denver Nuggets. Let's check out and see what went down. We start things out. Suns are taking their time with the ball, and they pass it over to Channing Frye, who goes for the elbow jumper, but it doesn't really go in. And we get the rebound, and Makif Morris, gets that in for us. We go into overtime now. Goran Dragic gets the steal, and Gerald Green, who drives that ball into the paint, slam dunks that into the net. Green finished the game with a career-high 36 points. Tied at 103, and off the jump ball, P.J. Tucker gets the ball and passes it to Goran Dragic, who puts in, I'd call it a very graceful dunk. The Suns lead by 2, and Dragic finished with 21 points. Last chance for Denver, and off the inbounds play, J.J. Hickson gets the pass, but he misses the three-pointer. Denver loses their 5th straight, and the Suns get the win and sweep the season series over Denver 110-107. Tonight, the Phoenix Suns play host to the Boston Celtics and are looking for their first win against Boston in the season series. The Suns are ranked 6th in the Western Conference, and Gerald Green is helping out Goran Dragic on the scoring side. Tip-off for tonight's game is at 7. In the Winter Olympics, big news in the men's hockey competition. The United States and Canada will go head-to-head in the semifinals, and Sweden will play Finland in the semifinals. These games will happen early on Friday morning, but now let's go ahead and take a look at our medal count. The United States moved up to 3rd place, Norway took 1st away from Germany, and the Netherlands has fallen to 5th place. So we've got a lot of different sports going on. I mean, it's one of those transitional periods right now in sports where we're kind of closing up the winter season and moving over to the spring, and then we still have the Winter Olympics.
Sounds good. Sure, you're ready for some baseball. Yeah.
Yes, spring training. I seriously cannot wait.
All right, we'll be right back.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
All right, welcome back. Continued breezy weather overnight tonight. Bit cooler tomorrow. 46 degrees here in Flagstaff. First day in 11 days, under 50. We're right back at it. 50s, sunshine, mild weather right through the weekend into next week. Sedona, sunshine the whole way through. Low 60s tomorrow and upper 60s by the weekend.
Well, you wouldn't expect a Chihuahua and a fluffy chicken to become best friends, but these aren't your ordinary pets. Check this out. An animal lover in Georgia adopted the chicken first. Her name is Penny. Then came the two-legged Chihuahua, Rue, who gets around using a doggy wheelchair. Their caretaker says sometimes Penny likes to steal Rue's treats and chew toys for herself, but that hasn't come between them. They're still best friends and even snuggle together.
Well, from the cute to the somewhat unusual, how would you like to take a walk through a giant inflatable colon? That sounds like a good time, doesn't it? The University of Wisconsin is inviting people to do just that, to learn about digestive health. The University Carborne Cancer Center is hosting the Stroll in Colon, a free interactive exhibit, of course. Visitors can learn about different diseases of colon, or different types of colon cancer, and even get information about diseases like Crohn's, and even get their questions answered by doctors that they have on hand, of course. It's really kind of cool, a little weird, but...
I think I like my chicken and story a lot better.
You don't like a giant inflatable colon? I dream about that still. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here for NAZ Today. Thanks for joining us.